I want to give you a walkthrough of what the Next Level program is like and how it works. So the Next Level program is broken into two stages, a vision stage and an implementation stage. Each stage is 8 weeks long. In the first stage, which is the vision stage, we go through 4 modules. We do this through individual coaching, through both assignments that I give you and then individual coaching sessions, and it results in your roadmap. Your roadmap is both your North Star of where you want to be going in your career. I've worked with women who've had roadmaps of being strategy directors or who have had roadmaps of a specific type of specialization that they want in their careers, or have decided that, you know, they're maybe at the managerial level, but they want to grow at the director level, and they want to do it in a organization that aligns with 2 or 3 key values, right? That's your North Star. And then we make your North Star really specific, so it's not open-ended, so you actually know what it is, so you can start getting it. Now, that lack of open-endedness might mean that instead of just, you know, being an editor or, you know, saying that you want a role as a associate principal, we're really specific about the kinds of firms you want to look at or the specific role you want to play as an editor or writer, right? So much so that you can actually have a clear either job search strategy or a clear strategy of how to grow in your company or in your business. So we do that through 4 modules. The first is called Practice Your Power. And it's really about looking at some of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back and getting you started practicing your confidence, because when you're more confident, you can do this work from a space of more possibility, right? You know, it's not ambitious to say, here's what I think is possible for me, and I guess I'll aim for that, versus here's what I would really want to achieve if I thought I could, and if I thought that the cards weren't stacked against me, and now I'm going to figure out how to do that. And then sessions 2 and 3 are really about using a design thinking process to come up with some North Star possibilities that really align with where you ultimately want to go. So we look at what's possible, right? Some women who I work with are like, I got my license, I don't know what's next. We look at what's possible, but then we also look at who you are and what drives you so that we can craft a North Star that's really, really specific. And when we craft one that's specific, it's easier to achieve it because if you know what you want to be known for, you stand out from the crowd, but it's also more motivating because it's actually the work you want to be doing. And then in our final session, we do what I said. So we have your North Star, and then we craft a roadmap. So many women's North Stars are something somewhere from 6 to 10 years in the future. And then we look at how are you going to get there the most strategic way. And that's where my background as a career strategist, right? Not just a coach, but a strategist really helps, because I can see, okay, this is the fast lane to that. I think you're overcomplicating it. You know, I think you can gain that legitimacy in a way that's easier than that. And I help develop a strategic roadmap of how to get there. And then we look at your next milestone in that roadmap, and we create a week-by-week action plan, a smarter, not harder action plan of how you would achieve that. So what that looks like is the next 8 weeks of our work together. And so the first 4 weeks, the first 8 weeks are these 4 modules resulting in that roadmap and vision. And some women might say like, great, I want the vision, I want the action plan, see you later. But what I found is that it's in the action that things become real. It's in the action where this new vision you've created for yourself doesn't feel like this faraway fantasy that, you know, you dreamed up when you were feeling super empowered, and now it's like, uh-oh, is that real? Has the chance to come into life. And it's also in the action that you start to realize that you might need different strategies. So let's say that you're job searching. A very, very common thing that can happen for women is I recommend using an informational interview-based job searching strategy, but many women can go into informational interviews and not bring their full sense of power and what they want, and, you know, to actually, be polite and kind in your informational interviews, but actually ask the questions that get you the insight, the intelligence, and the introductions that you want. A lot of women I work with will go through a first round or 2 of informational interviewing and not have them really be successful in moving them forward. And so no matter how many tips and tricks you have, it's actually putting pedal to the metal, which is where real change happens. And so we spend weeks 9 to 16 helping you get implementation support, right? So I'm on call to help you, and you also get one additional one-on-one coaching session, and you also have 2 months access to group coaching, as well as all of the program tools. So that's anything from a script for how to have a difficult conversation in your office or with a client, all the way to my Build Yourself job searching strategy and cover letter methods. So in the beginning of those 8 weeks, I'm helping you get future focused. That means taking these actions and actually putting them on your calendar, which can seem kind of silly. It's like, well, duh. But one of the biggest obstacles I see to women achieving their goals is being able to take action, especially in the context of busy work and life. And my goal is to make sure that you don't bite off more than you can chew in that action plan, but that you also are consistently moving forward on your goals week by week. In the next stage, we help you build smarter, not harder success habits. So you walk out of stage 1 with up to 4 strategies. It's somewhere between 2 and 4 strategies that are your strategic action plan to get you where you want to go. And as we do it, we'll find opportunities for you to be smarter, not harder, for you not to say, well, I've got to do this before I do that. I have to have the perfect portfolio before I start networking. I really got to make sure that all of this happens and all of this is okay before I pitch that big idea to my client or to my company, right? And so I help you take some of that overcomplication, overthinking, take it away and to actually work smarter, not harder. Then that also includes strategies for taking back your time when we give it away to other people because we might have weak boundaries. And then it's all about taking strategic, imperfect action. You don't get it right the first time, but that's why you're doing it for 8 weeks. And I'm here cheering you on, as is the rest of the Build Yourself community. And then finally, at the end of the 8 weeks, hopefully we're either celebrating your milestone or significant progress on the way to your milestone, right? You may have not gotten that promotion yet, but you may have gotten the support of a couple of key people in your organization, or maybe people are starting to know what you stand for, or maybe you've gotten a mini milestone on a really big initiative or project that's that kind of career-making project. And so we celebrate that, the fact that you've built this equity for yourself. And we also look at how can you take what you've learned and what you've built for yourself over 8 weeks of concerted action and pay it forward? And how do you take this approach to career growth, to getting out of the day-to-day, to having that North Star, and to working in a strategic way to achieve it and bring that into how you do your day-to-day work? So that's the Next Level program.